and the head coach of the Jets, joins us now. Robert, is Michael, Don, and Peter. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
We're doing fine, thank you. So obviously a big decision you make during the game that you're going to sit down Zach Wilson, and today you announce he's not going to start on Friday. What's behind the decision? He's been struggling for a while, but why now, Coach?
You know, we've been, over the last couple of weeks, have been just trying to make changes along the offense. And, you know, we did some things at the running back position, receivers, tight ends, O-line, and even moved the coordinator up to the box. And so we're now trying the quarterback to see if we can do something a little bit different there. So it's like I've said, everyone's kind of had their hand in the cookie jar, and we're just trying to find the best way to get the offense moving in the right direction.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, because you move Hackett up to the press box. You had to let Carter go. At some point, you have to hold the quarterback responsible, right? If other guys are going to have to move or have to kind of rejigger their situation, then why not the quarterback?
No, you're 100% right, and that was the whole thing. It's just quarterback wasn't at fault for everything around him, and but he does have his responsibility to it. He knows that, and he knows he's got to play better. But you know, with last week, we just tried to make moves to see if we could spark the offense in some way. Obviously, it didn't work, and now we're trying to quarterback.
I think, not that you need this from me, I think you've been incredibly patient with him. I just want to dig down in that third quarter. Why at that point you say, okay, enough is enough is enough?
Well, one is thought we finished the first half strong. Obviously, the first half started a little bit rocky. Finished it strong. I really thought we'd come out a lot better in the second half. Defensively, we two uncharacteristic plays that led to a couple of touchdowns for them, a couple of 3-and-outs later, and it was just one of those deals where it was 29-6, and felt like we needed to do something, anything, and so that was just about it.
Coach, should we believe that Boyle can be successful in this offense? Because, frankly, it feels like if you waited this long, given how things have been, it doesn't, to me, give the biggest vote of confidence that you guys think this guy's capable of running the offense well.
No, it's not. It's not that. I think what you have is the opportunity for a young man who's excited for an opportunity, and Tim's been working hard. He's in here at damn near 6 o'clock every morning, getting the playlist, preparing himself the way he needs to prepare. And I thought he did a couple of really nice things against the Bills when he did come in, albeit it's a little bit different temperature of a football game at that point. But, you know, this is more about his opportunity and him getting an opportunity to take advantage of it, because you know, like I've said, you never know what you have until that person gets an opportunity. And I know if I know anything, I know that Tim's going to attack the heck out of it.
Why is Zach active as the third backup quarterback? Why not have him inactive?
Well, you're when you have 3 quarterbacks on the roster, you're with the new league rules. You can have the third quarterback active in the event you lose your first 2.
So was Simeon active all this time? If you lost the first 2?
No, he's been. We have an extra roster spot, so we're planning on getting him up to the 53.
Gotcha.
Is it on the table, Coach, that he's thrown his last pass as a Jet?
I will address that in the off season. You know, you never know what might happen over the course of the next 6 games or 8, 7, whatever we have left. 7, 8.
So I'm going to ask you a question that maybe it's not even for you, Coach, but you're the one we have on. I never understood this. We talked about it during the summer. You got Aaron Rodgers, 39 years old. I mean, 39 is 39, no matter what kind of shape he's in. And you guys elected to have Zach Wilson as the backup quarterback after he was benched twice last year. And the reason you go out and get Rodgers is because Zach couldn't play well enough last year to take you where you wanted to go. Why did you guys not have a more experienced backup quarterback than Zach Wilson?
That's a fair question, Mike. You know, when you look at the overall body of work for Zach on the field, I get it. You know, it's a lot to be desired, and most of it was a confidence issue. It's not an arm talent issue. It's not an athleticism issue. And we felt like if we can get him the redshirt year that we never gave him in year one, he'd have the opportunity to grow and be the quarterback that I think we all believe he's capable of being. And I don't think anyone anticipated Aaron going down in 4 plays. I think worst case scenario in anyone's mind would have been that he plays a few games and Zach at least gets to observe and watch Aaron handle the huddle, handle game week, handle preparation, handle practice, handle the communication with his teammates, handle the sideline, and he can absorb and take it all in, how he studies tape, how he rehab and regen and all that good stuff. And he missed it. He never got to see that opportunity. He never got to see that happen. And so, I'm not sure if I'm answering your question, but it was a collective decision. And that, we see the talent, we see the athleticism, we see the work ethic. If we could just get him that the redshirt year, we felt like he could be the quarterback that he could be.
But so many opportunities and just never really taking it. As you said, the talent seems to be there. It just never connected. How much responsibility does a team take for the failure of a player or ultimately the failure of a pick?
I always look inward first. When a player doesn't have success in this league, as a coach, you always feel responsible. And, there's a series of unfortunate events for Zach. I love that our O-line is scrapping and they're fighting, but, you got a lot of young guys playing for the first time and they're, with all the turnover and the lack of continuity. And you can make a lot of excuses for why, but at the end of the day, you still try to put your best foot forward and you still try to create the best game plans possible. You still try to be your absolute best every day. And, I can be a sympathizer, but at the end of the day, we're all expected to be great and find ways to win football games. And I'm always going to look inward.
All right, speaking of the offensive line, what's the word on Becton?
She's dealing with an ankle. I'll have more information tomorrow. But right now, he's still got to go through the MRI machine and all that good stuff.
All right, I'm going to let you open yourself up right here. You can choose to take it or not. I mean, the guy that you built this team around went down in 4 plays. Your offensive line has had injury after injury after injury, no continuity whatsoever. The guy who backed up the guy that you built the team around has not played well. Do you ever take the time, Robert, to sit back and feel sorry for yourself and go, how could this have happened? Everything that we wanted to have happen this year, it's gone wrong. So do you allow yourself that?
Here's the best way I'll answer this one. I have a beautiful wife and 7 unbelievable children who I get to go home to every day, and they don't let me feel sorry for myself. And at the end of the day, we're blessed to be where we are. We're blessed to be able to face the adversity that we get to face every day. And we're blessed to coach our butts off for the guys who are getting the opportunity to step on the field, and that's all we can ask for.
I wonder if you can allow yourself to think like this. I said at the beginning of the show, and I truly believe it, I don't think this is on you. But there are a lot of Jet fans that they want blood, and they say it's the coach's fault. Everything that's gone wrong, Robert, do you worry that you'll lose your job because of things that are out of your control?
Oh, I don't worry about that. Like it's a league-wide thing. We're the low-hanging fruit. The head coach, the play caller, and the quarterback are the most visible aspects of football, and they're the easy ones they're the soft place to land, and that's okay. We expect the responsibility, and we continue to work, and that's all you can do. And our focus right now is the Miami Dolphins, and that's all we can do.
Robert, you mentioned there's a lot of hands in the cookie jar as far as the mistakes that are concerned with this team. So clearly, it would be better with Aaron Rodgers. But how much better would it be if the offensive line would play poorly, the pre-snap penalties, the drop passes? Do you ever wonder, would it have lived up to the expectations had Aaron Rodgers stayed looking at how the rest of the team is playing?
I don't know. It's a fair question. We'll never know. Hypothetical, I guess. You'd like to think it would. You'd like to think in another universe somewhere out there, you've got a healthy O line. There's continuity, and the quarterback is is playing, but and we're not suffering injuries, and we can play with a fully loaded deck, and you look at it and say, man, we'd be this record and this record, but at the same time, there's no point. You're just wasting time when you do that. We got to focus on the moment. And the moment tells us that Tim Boyle is our quarterback. These are our 5 starting offensive linemen. These are our skill guys, and we got to find a way to score points.
Did you communicate with anybody else when the decision was made to pull the plug on Zach yesterday?
No, it was my decision. Obviously, I asked the offensive coaches how his head was, and Zach was in a good headspace. He was ready to play. At that moment, it was strictly my decision.
When you spoke to Zach today and said, all right, we're going to start Tim, what did he say?
Zach was good. We had a really good discussion, and I'm not going to talk about everything we talked about, but he was about as good as you could be, and he understands everything. He takes responsibility. He recognizes the things that he needs to get better at. He recognizes some opportunities that were missed, but and we had a really good talk. I'll keep expressing it. He's only 24. He's going to have a successful career, and I still think that he's got plenty of time to take advantage of all his talents and his athleticism and his arm talent, and his work ethic, and all that. And he's still going to make an impact in this league.
Go ahead, Don.
There were, I think, a handful of times that there were Friday games during COVID. But what's your template for preparing for the first ever Black Friday game and the challenges of that?
It's we have a template. We have our own model. Talking with our performance staff and all that, and trying to figure out what's best for the player, because there's a mental preparation to get yourself ready for the game. There's a mental preparation in terms of easing your mind, in terms of where you're not just on full go, 100 miles an hour, 7 days a week. There's a physical aspect of it. So there's a balance of not overworking the guys, both mentally and physically, for that matter. So there's balance. So we've been working on this since the schedule came out, trying to find the best plan, talking to different teams, and doing a lot of research. And so we put together the best schedule we could based on the research that we've had, and hopefully it works out.
Your defense has been a beast all year. Yesterday, they did not play as well as they've played. Do you think it finally caught up with them, Coach, that they've had to play perfect? They've had to play a perfect game in order for you guys to have a chance to win. Do you think it finally got them yesterday?
Credit to Buffalo. I thought they did a really nice job, but in the second half, the first 2 series of the second half were a little disappointing. Obviously, the defense doesn't need to get 5 takeaways. It doesn't need to score. It doesn't need to pitch a shutout. It just needs to execute to the standard that we believe in. And if we do that, we have to trust that it'll be good enough. And that's, I do believe, when you start putting stress on yourself and you start feeling frustration and you start trying to press and make plays that don't need to be. The only play that needs to be made is the play that's available to you. And I think when you start pressing to make other people's plays, it leads to mistakes. And so, yes, I don't think we played up to our standard. I do think Buffalo deserves some of that credit. But at the same time, we just got to refocus on us, refocus on what we're capable of, and play to the best of our ability, and whatever happens, happens.
Right, Coach. Don?
Thanks, man.
All right, guys. Really
I just wanted to say one thing.
Guys.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah. And I need to talk to you at some point, because I have a great wife. I have 2 great kids. And when things go bad at work, I always feel sorry for myself. So you have to get me through this. You have the answer, and I don't. I always feel sorry for myself.
First of all, it's not going to work, and you don't have the time.
You know what? You can't feel sorry for yourself in this world. No one cares. No one wants your sob story, man.
Yeah, but I know it's a sob story, so I can feel sorry for myself. That's what I'm saying. But I give you credit. Hang in there, man. I'll be at the game Friday, so I'll see you.
How can you go home and see your family and not feel that joy all over again, man? So, but no, I'm with you. I feel you, but we're still blessed, man.
You got it. Happy Thanksgiving, my friend.
All right, guys.
All right. Thanks, Coach.